Hey yo, what up? It's the one and only hip hop gamer, Hot 97. Come on, man. I mean, I'm holding something in my hand here. You see it. You know what I'm saying? It's all about that division right now, Tom Clancy. You know what I'm saying? But what's very interesting is this is a book. This book has a lot of detail about the video game in it. Look, you got notes in here. You got all types of cool stuff, survival guides, all types of stuff. It's crazy. You got the knives right here, and I'm gonna show you something else. This right here, Bloodstains. Bloodstains. There's a special character that held this book that you're gonna witness in the game. But enough talking about me. Enough looking at me. I want to introduce y'all to somebody. His name is Alex. This dude is a true champion. You know what I'm saying? And I'm honored to be in this gentleman's presence right now. Yo, Alex, you gotta give me a hug, bro.
Right, how you
You
doing?
gotta give me a hug, man. First off, like, what was you doing the night Ubisoft called you or something? Like, how did this book in this game, like, how did New York Collapse all come together? How did it start for you?
Well, they wanted to do a book that was tied into the game, and they wanted to do something, being Ubisoft, a little bit more interesting than your average tie-in book, right?
Yes.
So they came to me and they said, we want to do a survival guide that then has another layer to it. And then my part in it was I had some ideas about what that other layer might be. And I said, all right, so what if you got a survival guide, and then you have a story of someone who has this book while the actual collapse is happening, while, you know, while everything is chaos and there's the smallpox is raging and nobody answers the phone when you call the cops, and so we built in that. So I wrote the survival guide, then I wrote this story of this woman, April Kelleher, who I named after my sister. Hi. And yeah.
Wait, hold on. You named after the,
Yeah.
I'm adopting you right now on the Hip Hop Gamer Show, Hot 97. I'm adopting you. You're my brother now. How you doing, Alex? Yo, that is amazing, man. Shout out to my sister too, Tracy. I love you. Okay.
All right. I don't think my sister April actually knows this, so I'll have to point her to when this comes on. I'll have to point it to her. Yeah. And so I wanted to have this story of April. What's it like to be just a person? You know, when everything is coming down around your ears. What do you do? How do you survive? And so she uses the book. And then as she's going through the book and trying to use the tips and tricks to keep herself alive, right, she starts to find out that maybe not all is as it seems, because she starts to think that some of the stuff in the book is a little too close to reality. And so she starts to wonder what's actually going on. Like, well, the guy who wrote it, what did he really intend? How much did he really know? And then she starts to find puzzles in the book. And the puzzles are where it leads you into the game, especially because some of the puzzles that you solve in the book pay off in the game. And then there are pages from the book that are in the game that when you collect them all, you get prizes and upgrades and things like that, and also a new perspective back on the book. So the book and the game talk to each other. It's not just a parallel story. The book and the game are all part of the same story, and you go back and forth between them.
That is, dude, that is gangster right there. Straight up, this is straight, yo, shots fired, gangster. Yo, that's crazy. Now, a major question that I was, when I was looking at the demonstration and the presentation, one of the things that came to my mind was, I would love to be able to play the Division, but not as any of the characters in the Division unit. I would love to actually play as your sister and see what the entire game is like as her with the book. I think that would be an amazing idea. I already, honestly, me being a journalist, I really think that they already have that in the works. But I just want to ask you, what are your thoughts on that? Has that been discussed, considering the role of the book in the game?
Well, I'm not going to talk about that because that's sort of outside the scope of what we could talk about. But I can tell you that April's part of the game in some ways, and so when you play the game, you're going to see April, and you're going to see evidence of stuff that she's done.
Okay.
And so maybe you can't play as her, but you're going to get her experience. And she also, in the book, she meets a Division agent, and I'm not going to tell you any more about that story either, because you got to read the book to find out.
Definitely.
But that story of her meeting a Division agent and what happens after that, you will see some of that in the game too.
Dope. That's crazy. So now, considering that New York is the location, you know what I'm saying, obviously you're going to grow and get bigger and stuff like that. What has been your experience doing this book, researching New York and this whole, you know, epidemic, like your personal closeness to the book and the city and stuff like that? What have you learned, or what have this experience, what have you learned from it that could possibly help you in your future books and future endeavors that you want to get involved with? Like, how is the game industry period like for you right now? Well,
you know, I work on some other games too. I write a couple of games for Marvel, Avengers Alliance and Marvel War of Heroes, and
hold up. See, oh my God, man, dude, you serious?
Yeah.
Marvel Alliance?
Yeah, Avengers Alliance.
Oh my God. Go ahead, talk. Just talk. I don't want to say nothing no more, dude. Like, just talk. Oh my God.
No, yeah. So I'm always trying to do stuff that blends different kinds of storytelling together, right? And so Avengers Alliance, a different example, is it's got a lot of story, super interactive story for a Facebook game. Most Facebook games have no story. You just click, exactly. kill, you know, or you match gems or whatever. And so, you know, I mean, at this point, I've been doing Avengers Alliance for 4 years, and the master script for that game is like, I don't know, 35,000 lines long. And so that's a pretty big story.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's insane.
And I don't know if you're ever going to see another Facebook game that's that story intensive. So, you know, I was happy to be doing that. It's something new. In this book, something new. I've done a lot of licensed novels. I've done movie novelizations. I've done a lot of other things. And this book is really different because it's a real transmedia thing in the sense that the book and the game talk to each other. The book does what it does well. The game does what it does well. Absolutely. And then together they make something that's really enriched.
Wow, that's great. Now, major question, and this is something that I took time out to think about when you was explaining what the book was about during the presentation. How do you go about who you choose to work with? Because I say that because when you have a masterpiece, it's something that Naughty Dog has said before, and they were saying that they do their best to hire the best people. Period. They get the best games because they do their best to hire the best people. To do this, come on, like Jesus Christ, like this is legendary. So what do you look for? What do you look for in a person and people to find a good team to work with? Because I mean, there's a lot of people out there that feel like they've been struggling for so long. You know what I'm saying? Trying to do things, trying to find things, and not everybody's blessed and like have the position that I'm in to be able to talk to gentlemen like you. Like, this is crazy for me. How can, like, we, you know, not me per se, but like, how can people get a hold of you and work with you and show you something that's worth your attention to work with? Like, I really want to grow that market right there, because I think anybody that works with you, there's greatness destined in their lives.
Well, you're sweet to say that. And
I'm serious, man. Arnie will tell you. Shout out to my homegirl Arnie. You know what I'm saying? She'll tell you, man, like, she's amazing. And when you look at Ubisoft top 5 video game publishers, dude, like, you only got to work with the best, and there's a lot of talent out there that's undiscovered. We need people like you to find them. So how do we work this out?
Well, you know, I'm out there on social media and stuff, and I always talk to anybody on that. But, you know, there's not really any shortcuts in this business. You know, you do stuff, and if the stuff is good, people are going to notice it, and then eventually, sometimes it takes a while, you know, and then you just keep at it and keep at it and keep at it. I've wanted to write a book like this for a long time, and you know, and the chance came along when I started talking to Ubisoft, because they were open to it. I've had ideas like this before, and I pitched them to people before, and people were nervous about it, didn't want to do it. Okay, so you move on to the next thing. That's all right, you know. But then they did want to do it, and so now we have a book, and there's nothing like this book out there.
I know. I already know, dude.
I'm not even trying to like congratulate myself about it.
No, congratulate yourself. Wait, I'm sorry, I got to cut you off. We have a big problem in society where we can't give our own selves some credit. When you great, you got to know you're great so you can inspire other greatness. God ain't make nobody messed up or broke. We are all great in some way, and you are great. Know it, own it, recognize it, and I'm enjoying being in your presence, talking about it.
Well, likewise, man. It's a great conversation. All right. Well, this is this is a great book, and you should all be reading it, and also you should all play the game, and then you'll see how the book and the game go together, and you'll get an experience that's it's really not like anything else you're going to run into. So
I got 2 more questions and I'll wrap it up. One of my questions is, and I was talking to a few other developers, is I said that because of this game, you guys set a high bar. And I'm gonna relate this to hip hop. Like till this day, like 50 Cent, one of my favorite rappers, Get Rich or Die Trying was his like first commercial like album, and it sold like 12-13 million copies. Is big, but everything that he did after that, although it was good, never lived up to Get Rich or Die Trying. A lot of people feel that way. So now that we have this game and this book and everything that we're doing together, it's gonna be hard to live up to this. Do you think that another Tom Clancy game by the name of Splinter Cell, if that comes back, is that something that you would love to get your hands on as well? Talk to me about that.
Well, that's a conversation I would love to have if it came up. That's all I'm going to say about it. All right, cool, but yeah, that's a conversation I'd love to have.
All right, cool. Now, last question. When you look at all the people, all the authors out there that's making books, that look at this and they may not understand it, so they'll like say, I don't want to do nothing like that, or this ain't my style, or I mean, this ain't gonna be successful. Like, you know, you got certain people that write things off. Now that you had this full-blown experience and you've seen it come to life, what would you say to other authors out there that possibly doubt this way of transmedia and reaching a whole new audience? What would you say to them?
I'd say that there are a lot of ways to do things bad, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't try to do them. And so then, you know, because you keep at it, you keep at it, you keep at it, and then you get something like this, which really works. But you're never going to get something like this if you don't try it.
Yo, love you, dude. God bless, man. It's my boy Alex. Look, follow him. Matter of fact, yeah, plug yourself. Let them know where they can find you at.
Then the belt's back to you, champ.
Thank you so much. Let them know where they can find you at.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter, Alex Irvine, easy to find. Facebook, same deal. And that's probably the best way to reach out if you want to gab about something, talk about the book or any of my other books. There's a lot out there. And thanks for having me.
Yo, God bless. Yo, you already know what it is. The one and only hip hop gamer, Hot 97.